If we were using your spectrum, probably that 5 to 8, where like on a Saturday, I'm like, it's the weekend, fine, don't put away your toys. It is what it is. But then come Sunday, I'm like, I need this whole house clean. Like you are putting everything away, you're getting this all done.
You're not starting
like,
your
how are
week
y'all
with
okay
messy.
with this? How can you walk into this room and see all these toys not in their homes? And
Right.
and I just see things that I think, other people don't think is a big worry. But
Let's talk tails.
today's guest is a true veteran in helping people heal, to date serving more than 50,000 people. She is an individual, marriage, couples, and child family counselor, a twice certified hospice worker, grief counselor, holds a critical incidents debriefing certification, is an omni-denominational minister, author, speaker, actress who has been a guest counselor on cable network shows, a great dancer, an all-around lovely person to know. It's Jane Fendelman. How are you doing today, Jane?
I'm great. I'm really excited to be here because I haven't seen you in so
I
long.
know, it's been way too long, but you know what I want to know, and I don't think I've ever really known, even though we've known each other for so many years, tell me the tale of what inspired you to get into counseling in the very first place.
Oh, yeah. I've had people ask me that in the past. And there's the short answer and the deep answer. And the short answer was I was looking to heal some of my own old wounds, old childhood wounds, and couldn't really find exactly what I needed. I read books and found counselors, and counselors have this ridiculous saying, you have to feel it to heal it. And that was just making it worse. So I developed my own brief therapy technique for healing childhood trauma, but it works with adult trauma too. But so that's like the short answer. And the deep answer is from the time I graduated college as a kid, when I was whatever you are, 21, 20, something like that. Yeah. I had a teaching degree, and the 10 years between that and getting my Master of Counseling degree, I realized I don't really like teaching. I like teaching. I didn't like what schools did to kids. It seemed bad for their self-esteem, judging and comparing them. And so I quit teaching and got a real estate license, and I was working as a realtor. And then when I turned 30, which the astrology people call your Saturn return, which I don't know that much astrology. I just know that means that your life goes into upheaval.
Okay.
And you either learn and grow and study and ride it like a surfer, or because it's like the biggest wave you ever caught, or if you aren't willing to learn and grow, you go ass over tea kettle and you tumble in the waves and you nearly drown. And so some people call that like a midlife crisis. Although 30's young.
Yeah, 30's young.
But I had one of those. My life was crashing and I wasn't happy. And I realized my calling. And because I had quit or gotten fired from all these jobs between 20 and 30. And then I realized it hit me that I wanted to be a counselor. And now I've been a counselor for 30 years. 30 years. Yeah. It took me a few years, between 30 and 33. And so, yeah. That's the long and deep answer. It's my calling. It's what I was born to do. And then the short answer is I was trying to heal my own stuff and figured out a way.
Yeah.
And developed my brief therapy technique for healing trauma, which I have used with thousands and thousands of clients and people in workshops, seminars, TV, radio. So I'm not even sure how many people. A lot.
Yes. Well, some of the best inventions and best formulas are from having an internal personal problem. There's something that you need to fix yourself, or you want to have better yourself. And then it's like, wow, well, if this works for me,
yes,
it should work for others.
And it's the difficulties are your lumps of colon under tons of pressure from life. Those become your diamonds.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Excellent. And then who do you prefer to work most with? Do you like working more with, at a kid age, or do you like working with couples, or, what would be your favorite, type of person to come into your door?
Yep. That's hard because I do individual couples and family therapy. So in the beginning, because I had just written that parenting book, I was doing a lot of child family therapy.
And remind people what the name of the book is.
Raising Humane Beings.
Yes, Humane Beings.
Raising Humane, which we finally got a store on Amazon.
And we'll have links all in your show notes. Thanks. So make sure you're on taleswithtaylor.com and look at all the show notes to get all the many links to the book, to your audiobook. You're going to hear a lot about different goodies that Jane has throughout this episode.
So appreciate that. The Tales of Taylor. I love that, by the way.
Thank you.
So, yeah, in the beginning, I was really excited to do a lot of child family therapy. And because I loved working with kids, and I do still work. I still love and work with kids as young as girls if they're 8, and boys if they're 9 or 10.
Mm-hmm.
And younger than that, I do have a really great art therapist that I like to refer people to, Liz Tomko. But so I had figured out how to help parents cure their kids' ADHD without medicating the kids.
Which is amazing.
So, yeah. So that was fun. So I did a lot of that back then in the beginning, 30 years ago. And then over the years, and I love doing individual work because then we get to do everything, including a lot of trauma therapy. Mm-hmm. So I love helping people heal their trauma. But over the years, became known as a couples counselor.
Mm-hmm.
And
so well known. You've been on, ETV episodes, you were the star counselor for the celebs,
Right. That was with the
Bella twins or something.
Yeah,
like
Bella,
that.
the boxers.
Yeah.
And some of them live here. And I can't remember their name. But yeah, there's
you were on the Courtney Cox
I have a YouTube video
thing.
Oh,
like
the 9 months. Yes. 9 months.
9 months.
Courtney Cox. That's what it was called. 9 months.
I believe so, yeah.
Because it was couples that were pregnant, expecting and they went all over the U.S. So there was a couple here in Phoenix. Yeah, so that was fun. Boy, thank you. I forget all the things.
I know when you've done so many amazing things, sometimes it's hard to consolidate and remember all the different amazing things.
Oh gosh. But so somehow over the years I built a reputation as a couples counselor because it's hard to find a good couples counselor. I've needed a good couples counselor and couldn't find one because they don't teach you in counselor school. Here's exactly how you do this.
Yeah.
You do it like this and the people will get these results and yay, everyone will stay together and not have to get divorced. Not that everybody should stay together.
Right.
But so I started developing my own tools from the beginning, from 30 years ago. And so I did. I created my own tools for couples counseling. So I got recognized as the top marriage counselor in Phoenix.
Say it proudly.
7 years
Recognized
in a row.
as the top marriage counselor in Phoenix.
It feels like bragging. It is bragging.
But it's not. It's literally stating facts. You're just stating facts.
Stating facts. Just stating the facts.
Just stating the facts. And so what would you say, should couples wait until they're on the midst of divorce to reach out to a couples counselor, or should they do it sooner?
Yeah, they should do it sooner. We should teach. So I do a lot of premarital counseling with people, obviously. People who are they're smart. They want to get good habits before something bad happens. But yeah, it's kind of like the dentist. I think people don't go until they're really in pain, like their tooth really hurts. But I have tools that are they're there in my website store. Like anybody has access to them. And I have a lot of couples videos just on my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So people can just, you've produced a lot of them, shot.
Right.
And
You're a wealth of knowledge on the
Yep.
YouTube channel. So definitely click on that YouTube channel if you need to get some, free advice. But if you need to go dive deeper, you are definitely a great counselor who you don't just talk to the couples, you literally teach them tools that they can bring home. And I think that's
Right.
a really important aspect.
Yes.
That you're not just pointing or blaming. It's literally like, let's both take responsibility here. You're in a relationship and here are things that you can do. And I think, just one simple one, if you don't mind me sharing, is the talking stick. So simple.
Oh, yeah. Which
But
obviously
so
I
effective.
didn't create that tool, but it's a sacred, ancient Native American practice. And it addresses, I talk about other things in that video. Like I made up these terms, advancer and withdrawer. Like there's people, advancers like to talk as soon as they're upset, and withdrawers get quiet as soon as they're upset. Are you an advancer? Or
I'm an advancer. I need to get this, let's figure this out now. Let's get to the bottom line.
That's
Which
right.
I've learned that you need to learn your partner's situation. Some
Fight
people
style.
need that moment to breathe. They need to walk away
Right.
because then you can actually have a sensible conversation. To be honest, I'm not 100% sure which one's Eric because we don't argue too often. And when we do, it's like passive aggressive Post-it notes. So...
Like, what's an example of one of a passive aggressive?
We are just
Post-it note.
sarcastic. We just use humor and sarcasm throughout.
Does it lighten the?
It does
mood?
Until someone gets too upset about it.
Oh,
And
like
then-
someone might accidentally step over the line.
Yeah. And then it's like, okay, let's talk. And then it's like, okay, let's talk about it for a moment. Let's talk. Okay, I love you too. Hug. And then we're fine.
Like, would a passive aggressive Post-it note for you and Eric be something like, I love how you left the
yes.
overflowing
Yes.
kitchen trash for me.
I love how
to
I
take out.
always know when you've taken a cup out of the cupboard because the cupboard door is open still. Like, I love that I always am the one that is keeping the bed sheets clean. Like, it's so much fun, having so many jobs or something like that,
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's phenomenal that you recognize that as passive aggressive. And a lot of people are like, what are you talking about? I was just joking around. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and you're not sure if Eric is an advancer, because people can be both advancer and withdrawer. And and I explained this in the video too, when an advancer is using their fight style with maturity, they would say something like, you know what, you're upset, I'm upset, let's sit down, you talk, I'll listen, I'll talk, you listen, and then we'll meet in the middle. We'll find a solution together. But when they're using their fight style with immaturity, they say it like this. Well, they don't say, I was going to do passive. I was going to do a withdrawer.
Yes.
An advancer might raise their voice or
right.
or make speeches, finger pointing, not listen.
See, I'm very deliberate on like staying in a. Although I'm always told I talk too loud anyways, so I guess I don't feel like I'm talking loud, but I'm talking the same level.
Oh my God, I was the same way because I used to be way more advancer.
Yeah.
Yeah. The older I got, the more in the middle I became. And yeah, but I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I'd be at a restaurant with my husband, who I was married to in my 20s, and he would say, everybody's listening. You have to lower your voice.
Yeah,
So
I think it's
he
just,
reminded me a lot.
Sometimes when you're excited, you just tend to talk a little loud.
I do.
I'm originally from the East Coast, so I feel like East Coasters tend to talk a little louder and
Yes.
faster. And,
Louder, faster.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm right with you.
Yes.
So advancers can get loud, and they can, if they're really extreme in the spectrum of immaturity, they might start screaming and yelling and name calling. And
Yeah, that's my parents.
hitting below the belt. Yeah,
Yes.
that's not cool.
Yeah.
You should give them the video.
I should.
You should give them the video.
Yeah, no, that's my parents. We start hearing the name calling and you're like, that's unnecessary. That's not constructively like helping the scenario.
Send them. You
Yeah.
have the link. Just send it to them.
Yeah, no, I should. You're right.
Yeah. We should send the link to that. I want to send the link to the healthy communication video to anybody who watches this video, this Tales with Taylor. Just text me and I will send you the link to it.
Perfect. So we'll make sure that
It's important.
Jane's cell phone number is on there. And so
Yeah.
only appropriate texts asking for assistance
Yes.
and help. And so we were talking a little bit about yes.
But the withdrawers, if they're acting with maturity, they might say, you know what, I'm upset. I don't want to say something I don't mean. So let me cool down. I'll be back in 20 minutes and then we can talk.
All right.
Or, I'll be back at 6 p.m. or I'm going to jog around the block or hit the punching bag or pound the bed or scream at a pillow. And then I'll be back and then we can talk. But if a withdrawer is acting with immaturity, they might do the cold shoulder for hours. And worst case scenario, days, or leave the house.
Which then makes someone who's trying to advance and get things solved just go crazy.
Yeah.
They're like, why aren't you talking to me? Why aren't we resolving things? Why are we?
Yeah. And the more the advancer advances, the more the withdrawer withdraws. And the more they withdraw, the more this one advances and it becomes a vicious cycle. But you reminded me of the video that we were talking about couples counseling. And Taylor's produced so many of my YouTube videos, especially. And there's one that's so funny because we were talking about, I think I was talking about how to, maybe it's I got 3 marriage proposals in 1 year.
Yeah. Maybe
it's that video. Because I think you and Eric had just gotten married or just gotten engaged. And I was talking about my friend from gazillion years ago, 40 years ago, Janice, who got strung along and with a guy who was dating other women and everything. And she was finally breaking up with him after years. And she came in one day and she goes, look, I got this great big aquamarine ring. It's on her engaged finger.
Yeah.
And you're like behind the camera and you're like shaking your head like, no.
Right.
No. And Amy and I said, we all worked in this real estate office. And we said, he is still seeing other women.
Yeah.
And she goes, I know, but I am his favorite one. And this big aquamarine stone, it's a promise to get engaged, to get me. And we were like, nope. You were like,
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
No, I know. Yeah, the promise the things. You either do or you don't.
Right.
And so especially unless they were open to having that type of relationship, because that's another thing that you definitely educate about. And that not everyone needs to be in a monogamous relationship. Not everyone is built that way, and that's okay. But you need to make sure that you're playing on the same playbook.
Oh God,
and that you agree to that playbook.
Yeah, because I've seen couples who fell in love with each other, even though one was naturally polyamorous and the other one was naturally monogamous. And if a naturally monogamous person tries to be okay with polyamory or even with a semi-open relationship, they will eventually end up miserable.
I bet it probably eats away. Because I couldn't imagine. I'm very monogamous. And so I feel like if
couldn't.
No.
And if a naturally poly person tries to be monogamous, they also end up feeling stifled and like they're not being their true self. It's hard, man, because you can fall in love with somebody easily because of oxytocin, because of the in-love hormone. So especially women, when they have sex, they have oxytocin released in their system, and that makes them bond to that other person, especially a man, especially in a hetero relationship, a heterosexual woman who has sex frequently with one man and there's no commitment for a future together. She will eventually turn into the fiendess.
The fiendess.
The fiendess. And then he will eventually say, well, I'm not proposing to her. She's a bitch. And I'm like, you two don't know it, but you guys made her into a bitch by having sex on the regular with no real commitment for a future together. And she started getting cranky about it. And that's a normal thing for a woman. And then it's normal for the man to say, well, I'm not proposing to her. She's all cranky all the time and she's so critical all the time. And Yeah.
Yeah.
It's real. It's chronic. It's so many people.
Yeah. Yeah, I know it's just so much emotion that you have to deal with when it comes to relationships, and everyone's so different, and so it's just finding that right formula, kind of like who you blend best with, and then just having that open communication. Really, I think is also super important at the end of the day. Is to not be afraid to say what you like and don't like, and things like that.
What would you say is the top 2 or 3 characteristics or components of you and Eric, or of your relationship, that has made it work for so long?
I can trust him through and through. And so if I say I need you to do something, like he'll do it,
follow through.
Follow through. Yeah. Like definitely trust is huge.
Like he'll say what he says, what he does, and he does what he says.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
And so that's very important
Integrity.
to me. And so, because that's me too. And so that's where, that's super important to me. And I think it's so strong when it comes to a relationship, because also we have a business together. We have a family together. Right now I'm here having a fun time with you. Well, I know he's picking up James. He's picking up Layla. He's being a really good father figure who's involved too. So I think we're, as parents, we definitely pride that we're involved. Like we're both at baseball when we can be. We're both, doing things with both the kids. We'll even go on a family trip to the grocery store just so we can all be together, And so
it's like similar values, like you both value family.
We both value family. I think like him I like my small tribe, and so I think him, it's a little bit bigger, when it comes to his feeling with family. I like my small, close-knit family group.
Oh, like you like your nuclear family. He likes his nuclear family and his extended family.
Yeah, I think his family's a little more normal, I guess. And so my family not so much. But maybe that's the same.
Your parents are going to love this video.
They're going to love this episode. So maybe that's it. And that, he has a very normalish family. And so, but yeah, so I would say I can trust him, that we are just, honestly, it's the fact that we are complete opposites. We are very opposite in just how we act, how we think. And I think that is actually a strength, and that it's never boring, and that we can always look at something in different perspectives. And so we can always look at a scenario and kind of explain what I think or what he thinks. And so then together we can have a nice blend when it comes to the parenting of like how to go about something.
Oh, yeah. You have to learn how to couples who have kids, or couples who are married brand new in a blended family have to learn how to blend their parenting styles. Yeah. It's so important. You would be amazed at how many couples I've seen who have not ever learned how to blend their parenting styles, and it can really mess them up.
Yeah, we try to make sure we're in agreement. So it's like, especially if there's something new that's being asked, it's like we try to have like a private like sidebar conversation of like, what do we think? Because we always want to make sure we're on the same page.
Because you don't want to disagree in front of the kids.
Exactly.
Because that can feel destabilizing to the kids.
Yeah, and I don't want them to think, I can go to you for one thing and you for another thing and have that. And so we always really tell the kids, like, we're a team. And so if I say something, it's daddy saying something too, or vice versa. And so, we definitely have our conversations and making sure that like we're the same, even though like I'm definitely a little more, I'd say, hardcore on some things. Like
you're a little more strict or structured.
I'm way more strict.
And Eric's more relaxed and a little looser.
Yes.
So have you learned from each other so it's like a difference that I end up talking with parents about a lot. Like I draw a little line on my whiteboard or on my notepad, and I say, think of this as a continuum, and at one end is hyper ultra super structured and militant, and the bed has to be made a certain way and you bounce a quarter. And at this other end is way too lax and hands off. And I don't even know if my kid brushed his teeth or had breakfast this morning. And then there's everything in the middle. And if you think of this middle area as the healthy zone, and you might be more structured and maybe a little more strict, and this other parent might be a little more relaxed, and learning from each other is so important. The healthy zone around the center. So these are extremes on the ends. This healthy zone of parenting styles between more strict, more lenient. There's one word that determines whether or not a person is parenting from the healthy zone, and that word is flexibility.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the ability to move around this center area. And also, it's so great. You and Eric learned to co-parent by blending your parenting styles. Like, it's vital. We learned so much from our mate about parenting.
Yeah, no, and I would say, like, we're definitely at that, if we were using your spectrum, probably that 5 to 8, where, like, on a Saturday, I'm like, it's the weekend, fine, don't put away your toys. It is what it is. But then come Sunday, I'm like, I need this whole house clean. Like, you are putting everything away. You're getting this all done.
You're not starting
like,
your
how are
week
y'all
with
okay
messy.
with this? How can you walk into this room and see all these toys not in their homes? And,
Right.
and I just see things that I think, other people don't think is a big worry.
Right. And also, when you're living with other people and they're messy and you're not as messy as them, that can be really annoying. But chapter 10 in my parenting book, and Raising Humane Beings, chapter 10 is the yes after you, the solution to all your problems.
Yes.
And it works like this. Like, here's an example. Here's an example that's not in the book, but I do give other examples in the book. I was visiting St. Louis for some big family thing, and there were parties. My brother and sister-in-law, Jimmy and Ilana, who have 5 kids.
Oh, wow.
And this is long ago. This is when this is when they were all fairly little. But like the guy that I'm talking about in this example, he was probably 6 at the time. And he's sitting on the couch watching cartoons. And Ilana is trying to make food and get ready for a big family party. People are coming over to their house, and there are 2,000 Lego pieces all over the living room and kitchen, everywhere on the floor. And I'm helping Ilana in the kitchen, and she's every now and then calling over to this little guy. I think it was Noam. And she goes, "Nosy, please pick up your toys." And he couldn't even hear her. Like, he was
zoned
in zombie land watching some cartoon. And finally she goes, "Aunt Janie, would you help Nosy pick up his Lego toys?" And I was like, "Sure." I thought you'd never ask. So I go over and I sit next to him and I watched cartoons for a minute, which he loved. Like, he started going like this right away because, he's little, so I'm still cool.
Yeah, well, and kids love, I think, having that companionship. Even if it is watching a show together, they just want someone else there.
Yes. I can remember sitting down and watching next to my stepson, watching him play computer games, which was so different for him because all the adults he knew were on his case for playing computer games instead of doing his homework. And I was admiring his skills. So I'm sitting next to, maybe it was Ami. I can't remember because I have 5 and now they're all grown up. And so I'm sitting next to him, and after a little while, I know his currency. He'll do anything for a shiny penny.
Oh, wow.
Like anything. And so I'm sitting there, and very quietly and calmly, I lean over and I go, "Hey, Ami, wait, I bet I can figure this out. Because Noam is, and this was Julia's, and no, I can't remember."
It's okay.
I leaned over and I said, it was Ami or no. I leaned over and I said, "Hey, buddy, how would you like a shiny penny?" And he goes like this, from staring at the TV. He goes like this. "Yeah, yeah." And I go, "Okay, if you can pick up all your Lego toys and put them all back in the box within 5 minutes," which he doesn't know what 5 minutes is. He just knows it's quick, "then I will give you a shiny penny." He goes, "Okay." He starts running around, like running. Ilana's looking over from the kitchen. She's like, "What did you do?"
That question to you, though, because I know some people would say, "Well, isn't that a bribe?"
Right.
So what's that fine line of difference? Because I know we all the time are struggling with that. We're like, "Oh, yes, when," and it's like, "Wait, are we bribing? Are we doing the right thing?" It's just...
So that's a really good question. A lot of parents do ask that question. And I always say this, 2 things. One is, you have a really important job. Jay has a really important job. it's so important. I think you should do it for free. I think you should just do your job for free. Like everybody's job is pretty important.
Right.
It's so important. They should just do it for what? How can they expect pay for that? So that's one thing. The other thing is you invited your child to earth. You yanked a soul out of the heavens where it was probably happy and content and chill and relaxed and yay, let's just like float around in the ethers and be connected with all the other souls. And you forced it into a body and then birthed it into this world, which, as you know, that was a miracle.
Yeah.
It was a miracle, right?
Yeah.
Like when you had the babies, weren't you like, oh my God, this is an effing miracle?
It's insane. Like the first day, like I know both, like that bringing James home because he was our first. Eric and I was like, I can't believe we brought, like they allow us to bring this home. Like, and it's like, what do we do?
Yeah, the person,
like,
we made a person.
We made this. We made a person.
Like you could go in the kitchen and make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Yeah.
And you can make a baby.
Yeah.
Made a baby. And what animates the baby, we don't know. We just talk about a thing that we call the soul. And so you invited it here to this plane of existence.
Yeah.
And then we force it into certain clothing and certain haircuts and certain religions. And we force it into schools and we judge it and compare it based on what other beings that other people created and forced into certain clothes and shoes and school. Gosh, who was it? Maybe it was my brother. Somebody. Haven't you known kids who hated having shoes on their feet?
Oh, my daughter for the longest time.
Oh,
hated.
Hates it.
Hated shoes.
Hates it.
Yeah. She takes them off as second she can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we force them into shoes. Like,
yeah. Even my best friend, Amanda, she back east, it'd be snowing. And she's just like, I can't believe I have to wear shoes. I'll just wear flip-flops. Like she's
an adult.
Yeah. Yeah. She hated shoes.
It took me years to figure out as an adult, I hate wearing socks unless they're inside out. Because the seam in the socks.
Oh, I love socks.
Across the toe. But the seam across the toe.
I love all socks. Socks are the first thing I put on when I get out of the shower. I love socks.
Like even right side out?
I love socks. I
love socks too. I sleep in socks.
No. But normal.
The socks I'm wearing right now, they're inside out.
Oh, yeah, no, I never.
Because the seam going across your toe. It's a horrible feeling.
Well, no, and then I got decorative stuff on myself.
Those are really cute.
Thank you. My best friend's got them.
Those are really cute. It's like a goalie. It's like a referee.
For football. They're like football socks.
It's a referee.
My Sunday socks, I say. It's not Sunday, but it is what it is.
See, mine are inside out. My socks are actually inside out.
Okay.
So, see, they're inside out.
You would never know.
They're inside out.
Inside out.
They have a cute purple seam, but I can't handle it right side. But so we force kids to do all these things. I remember being young and feeling like school was like jail. It was like prison. It was devastating. Oh, and Einstein said, I'm paraphrasing, I'm quoting Einstein, so this is not verbatim. If you tell a fish that it's wrong for not being able to fly through the treetops, then the fish will think it's a failure. But fish are built to swim through the ocean. And yet in school, I have a whole YouTube video called, it might be called School Sucks. I was speaking at some convention, anyway.
Yeah.
I think it's called School. But I'm explaining all this. I explain this in detail on that video. So they deserve a reward. And so there's a way to say the yes after you, because most parents are like 9/10 of the way there. They say, yes, you can have your chocolate pudding for dessert after you finish your peas. And see,
that's the thing with desserts. I try to treat like desserts aren't special, really. So I try to be like, if you're getting a cookie's on the plate with everything else, because I don't want them to think that it's like better.
Oh, got it. Oh, yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
that's good. You're not programming them for that dopamine hit.
Yeah, because it's like, you have to eat these peas to get to the cookie. It's like, no, you want to eat the cookie first. Eat the cookie first.
That's really good. That's really good. Because a lot of parents accidentally create eating disorders by forcing
Yes.
food,
Well, and I also do not make them eat everything on their plate. If they're full, they're full.
Yeah.
I was raised in you eat what's on your plate, you eat everything on your plate, you stay there until you're finishing eating everything on your plate, which I can pack a lot of food. It's definitely trained me to pack a lot of food. But,
yeah, but it's not
still not a healthy choice.
It's healthier. You stop when you're full.
Exactly. Yes.
So let me see. How about the cleanup? Clean up the place. It's Sunday. It's a mess. No one seems to care but you. So let's say, who's the messiest?
James.
James is the messiest.
Hands down.
Okay. What is his currency? Like, what is his ideal reward?
Real currency. But the thing is,
actual money.
Now that he's making money with his lemonade stand, he is now upped his hourly wage of how much he thinks he deserves. And my issue with that is I don't get paid to clean this house. And so why are you getting paid to clean this house? I don't even make half these messes. And yet you want to get paid to clean this house? You made that mess, sir.
Got it.
And so that's where I've been. I used to be super okay with paying him, but now I'm just no, you made the mess. Clean it.
So even though he's got the lemonade stand and he's making his own money, he still wouldn't mind more money, right?
Oh, he loves money. He's very motivated by money.
So, and he's how old?
6.
He's 6. He's a smart guy. He's going to be a wealthy man. I mean, he's going to be enterprising. Yeah. That's a good sign. But also it's hard because if that's one of his main forms of currency.
Right, it's real currency.
Is there anything? It's actual currency. It's actual money.
Yeah.
Anything else that he really loves? Like time with you or time with Eric or trip to Peter Piper Pizza?
Probably trip to the arcade.
Trip to the arcade. Got it. Okay. How would this work on a Sunday?
Or ice cream.
I guess it might work on a Sunday. Oh, ice cream. Which you can have in the fridge.
Yeah.
So you can use the yes after you forwards or backwards. So in other words, you could say, hey, James, I have a surprise for you. How would you like a surprise? Mm-hmm. So I use surprise, prize, or present. Or you could say treat, or you could say ice cream. Yeah. Hey, James, how would you like some ice cream? And he's probably going to say, yeah. And then you say, okay, right after you get the whole room cleaned up, let's go get you some ice cream out of the fridge. So the tiny tweak. So most parents say you can't have any ice cream until you clean up the room. Or yes, you can have ice cream after you clean up the room. But you have to say it with a smile in your heart. So it doesn't.
And the way you said that flip, it was more of a positive take. Mm-hmm. It wasn't you can't have. It was you can have when versus you can't have until. So I think that's just that feeling of positivity is probably better too. For the kids.
Yes, because you're saying it with a smiling. So saying it in the negative way, which parents do a lot, which this is why it's such a tiny tweak. Most people are already doing it. Mm-hmm. They're almost there. The tiny tweak is, yes. Let's get you some ice cream.
Yeah.
Right after the room's cleaned up, we're going to go in the kitchen. We're going to get you some ice cream. We're going to put on your favorite music. So I barely mentioned clean up the room. It's like the cookie on the plate. Oh my gosh, it's like the cookie on the plate. High five.
Oh, thank you.
High five. Because the cookie on the plate is really a great psychological tool to minimize making dessert a big deal.
Right. That it's that much more special than your actual dinner.
And then the kid develops sugar. Oh, I got to get some sugar. I got to get this. So, which sugar is an easy addiction.
The only problem is my daughter will eat that cookie and then go, more. Just more. More cookie, please.
She knows sign language.
Oh, she is a sweetaholic too. I was not craving anything with my son, and with her, I needed a chocolate milkshake every day.
Oh, that sounds good. So with her, you can say, okay, let's get you another cookie right after you eat 10 bites. Let's practice counting. Yeah. 1, and then she's still thinking about the cookie, and you're gonna get you the cookie after 10 bites. 10 bites, and now you're focusing more on counting and getting her to do the other bites, and So, but yeah, anyway, I could go on about the yes after you because
Yes.
it really, it works.
Would you say that's the biggest tip? If you were to give parents, because I know we already have given really good tips for couples, but if you were to give parents like just one piece of advice, one tip before, we close off this episode, what would be the one thing you would encourage parents to do?
Definitely the yes after you, and really pay attention to that continuum. Like if you're heavy on the more structured end, see what you can do to visit the other end. And if you're more heavily on the relaxed, loose side of things, see what you can do to incorporate more of the structure. Mm-hmm. So that's for parents. And for couples, it's the healthy communication, the healing old wounds. That's my other video called Healing Old Wounds. It's one of my other top couples videos. The healing old wounds. Bonding exercises are important because presence and time together. And, I heard the greatest thing from, I don't know if they said this, the Hendricks, in one of their books, like Centering in the Art of Intimacy Handbook, or if I made this up after reading their books because I read them so long ago, but they're still the best couples books. Every single relationship difficulty that a couple has is because one of two core needs are not getting met. The two core needs that everyone has in any beloved relationship is the need to feel close and connected, and the need to feel separate and autonomous. And the last thing I'll say that the couples deal with that is one of the biggest problems, most chronic problems is, in fact, I have a TED Talk about this, which was going to be the Fountain Hills TED Talk, but then the pandemic. And so I decided after it kept getting moved, I'm just going to record this thing myself.
Yes.
So once you get married or get into a commitment, it seems like there goes the sex. So especially women tend to shut down sexually. And I talk about the 3 reasons in that. That's just a YouTube video. Anybody can see that video on my YouTube channel. I think it's called TEDx Sex.
Something about sex X or something?
Sex X.
I think it was sex X.
Something like that.
Something like
I mean, if people search Jane Fendelman and TEDx or TED Sex, it'll pop up. But the 3 reasons are, you saw this video. I think you edited this video for me too. The 3 reasons are masculine-oriented sex, old wounds. Connection. Connection is number 1. And connection includes healthy communication and depth of connection. And instead of people get busy, because that's how life is, especially if you have kids.
No, it is busy.
You're on the hamster wheel.
It's probably the least sexy romantic thing to do, but we literally schedule in the calendar, like we're going to have an internal meeting during this time because it's been a while.
My brother and sister-in-law used to call it a logistics meeting.
So that
the kids, no, can we come? Well, no, it's just mommy and I need to talk about it. Well, I probably shouldn't say that. Anyway, they won't care.
You need to have an internal meeting.
You're like, we have to have an internal meeting. And the kids are like, but can we come? And you're like, no, this is just daddy and me conversation between us.
Luckily they have school, but you know what I mean? It's just like,
Thank God for school. but see, it's not that unromantic. One of my best friends who's been married for 40 years, 40 years, and she's younger than me. So I think they got married really young, but they're still together and they're still in love. And I ask her stuff about her relationship and they do schedule it too.
Well, thank you then. Thank you for telling me it's not a weird thing.
It's not a weird thing. It's like she said we schedule it once a week. So it's always scheduled and it's in our schedule.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And he's a doctor and she runs this off. They're just adorable.
Yeah. When you're busy, it's sometimes hard. You're like, oh my gosh, like 3 weeks went by. If you don't schedule it, you're just like, time goes by so fast.
Yeah.
And then, it's important to have those connection moments and things.
So connection, including healthy communication, healing old wounds, which is so important because they can build up. Old wounds can build up. And when men say to women, just let it go, or you need to get over that, or I already apologized, or you're being too sensitive. Dudes, that is gasoline on the fire. That's gasoline on the fire. And That's in that Sonora Living YouTube video I have where I'm talking to the studio audience.
Yeah.
And I say, dudes, have you ever told your woman to get over it, or you're being too sensitive? And they're like nodding, and I go, women, has that ever worked? Has that worked to make you get over it? They're like,
no.
Everybody's laughing. They're like, no,
pissing me off more.
Right? I'm like, dude, that's gasoline on the fire. So that's a Phillips head screwdriver for a flathead screw. It won't work, so just don't use it. So healing old wounds, because I realized people weren't getting over things. Mm-hmm. Like I thought, that's not just me.
Yeah.
That's like almost everybody not getting over things. So healing those wounds properly, that's why I developed that tool, the Healing Wounds video. And masculine-oriented sex, mm-hmm. which is goal-oriented sex. Mm-hmm. So, and the goal is the orgasm. So feminine grounded people need feminine-oriented sex, and there's no goal, there's purpose. Mm-hmm. And the purpose is depth of connection. So it's not a straight line from here to here and we reach the goal and now we're done. Let's have some pizza and pass out in front of the TV. No, it's depth of connection, mm-hmm. including like tantra-like sex. Mm-hmm. And women need that at least 50% of the time. But we don't know that. So we just shut down sexually and we don't know why.
Yeah. So
that's the biggest problem for most couples.
Got it. Well, thank you for like making me feel not so weird about scheduling.
Anytime.
So this is awesome.
You're not so weird. Or you're weird in just the right way.
Amount of weird, right? Which everyone needs to be a little weird, right?
Yes.
Well, this has been so fabulous. And I know we haven't even like touched on all the amazing things that you can do for people and just everything in between. So as you have heard, you need to be following Jane. You need to be following her on her YouTube and her TikTok and Instagram.
And we're working on, Taylor is editing a documentary I shot on how hard it is to get the courage to report sexual assault and then actually get justice from our system. And it's called #SayHisName.
Yes. And
so Taylor, that's another thing I was going to say about you. You talked about integrity. That was one of your favorite things about Eric. When I ask you to do a project and you give me a timeline, mm-hmm. you hit every single mark. Mm-hmm. You're like, episode 1 will be done by da-da-da, and it's done.
Yeah.
Like there's no...
It's that integrity and that trust.
Tapping.
You know, you say you're going to do it when you say you're going to do it, how you're going to do it. You know, that's really what I believe in too. And so, you know, although I always say that Eric and I are very different, our core beliefs, you know, are very the same. And so that's where, you know, we really work out. And so, yeah. And I love working with you, Jane. You're such a pleasure. And like I said, people need to be following you because not only can people learn about relationship advice, parenting advice, and just, you know, making your own individual soul even better. And so if you were to leave people with just one final message, and it could be towards relationships, towards parenting, towards anything, towards life, what would that one message be?
What you say to yourself about yourself determines your place in this world. What you say to yourself about yourself determines your place in this world. So be kind.
Be kind. Get rid of the mean liar voice.
The mean liar voices.
Yes.
There's a video about it on my YouTube channel.
Video about it.
The video is called The Simplest Way to Change Your Life. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So take a look at that one. Just like I said, there are going to be tons of links here on the page. And just Jane is a wealth of knowledge. And just thank you so much for being such a beautiful soul. And you know what I find so fitting is that you're born on the International Peace Day.
I'm born on the International.
You know?
It's true.
It's
September
just so
21st.
Yeah, it's so fitting to me. Every time I see it, I'm like, oh, Jane's birthday. And it's just like, it's such a beautiful soul and a peaceful person. You know, it's just so beautiful. So I just find that awesome.
Thank you.
So thank you again for stopping by and sharing so much knowledge. Like, I feel like this could have been like a 5-hour episode, but you know, we got to cut it eventually at some point. So just make sure you follow Jane to get much more great information. Thank you.
Thank you for watching Tales with Taylor. Please make sure you like and subscribe to the Financial Potion YouTube channel to never miss an episode.